Beyond the podcast of 1984. Beyond the podcast of 1984. Beyond the podcast of 1984.
Wee. Let me get that out of my brain. So, hey, this is the Bizarre Alien. Once again from outer space. This is Beyond the podcast of 1984. It's been a couple weeks. But it's kind of hard to do a podcast when you can't think straight and your brain's not working. And for those who don't know, what was it? Almost 2 weeks ago, I was in the hospital twice. I was on a Monday night. I thought I was having a migraine, except I didn't have a headache. And it was right after I had a cup of coffee, like 10 minutes after I had a cup of coffee. And I was having, the typical bright lights in my face, in front of me, swirling colors, all that crap. But the weird thing is, like I said, I didn't have a headache, but I was sweating profusely. And a long story short, I ended up getting a ride from my temporary supervisor, who's very cool. And she gave me a ride to the ER, and I ended up staying the night. Then the next day, I still couldn't see out of my right eye. I'm having a time here just, trying to explain all this because, like I said, I haven't done an episode in almost 2 weeks. I should have probably had this whole season done by now, but, I was going to try to do an episode not too long ago, and it just didn't work out. So anyhow, I was in the hospital, and ever since that night, I'm still about 1/4 blind in my right eye. It sucks. I can watch movies. I can see, but if I close my left eye, things are kind of blurry and crappy, and lights are kind of weird. I think I could see a little bit better. Anyhow, the next day, it was on a Monday night, and Tuesday, when I got up, they wanted me to go over to an eye clinic, talk to a doctor, and I don't really have a lot of great things to say about that guy. I had my eyes examined. Again, they use this weird looking, almost like a pen, to look into my eyes and everything. And on top of that, the previous night when I was in the hospital, I also had an MRI and, what was it? I can't now. That is an MRI. I don't know. It just sucks. Anyways, you know what? I don't really want to. I'm not going to spend this whole episode talking about this health thing because it just sucks. It's been depressing. It's been stressful. I wish that I could see better. I came back to work that Friday. No, what was it? I missed half my shift on a Monday, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and then I came back Friday, and I actually kind of wish I would have stayed home. They asked me, like, are you going to be okay? But I had my eye checked, and the doctor just kept talking about, comparing what was wrong with my eye to like a traffic jam. And I'm like, what's this guy talking about? And I ended up, went home that day. That was on a Tuesday. And then Wednesday, I stayed home. What was it? Wednesday, Tuesday I was fine. Kind of fine, not really. And Wednesday, I ended up calling a friend of mine, and I was telling him what was going on. Called him real early. Had a cup of coffee, no problem. Got off the phone, and then I ended up started drinking another cup of coffee, and I started having another attack. My head was going numb. My right hand was going numb. I couldn't formulate sentences very well. I couldn't really talk. I was sweating really bad again, having that problem. And I ended up calling a consultant nurse, and then they switched me over to, I think it was like a general practice here, talk to this guy. And he kept saying, you need to go to the ER. And I said, I was just at the hospital. And he just kept going on. And I know it wasn't being rude, but I started getting really irritated. And I mean, I've repeated these stories so many times, especially, when I was back at the doctor's telling them everything was going on and then telling friends. And you'd think that I could formulate this well, and apparently I'm not. I mean, you get the gist of this. Uh, Anyways, long story short, one of my best friends, my friend John, he ended up coming over, picked me up, and took me to the ER, and there I was again. And I sat there for almost 6 hours, my buddy. I mean, you're an awesome dude. Thanks for waiting with me, man. He ended up taking off. I was like, if you do get out of here, not too late, I'll come back and give you a ride home. Well, I ended up, long story short, stayed the night. Had, talked to a bunch of different doctors, talked to the nurses. I ended up hooking up, what was it? Not an IV, but like basically a monitor and all that stuff. They took a couple more blood tests and they put me in a room. I was in a room for a little while. They put me in another room and I ended up just staying the night. And yeah, I watched, they're showing the Avengers, like they had that on loop or whatever. So I watched some of that, which I like that movie. Don't care what you think, Francis Ford Coppola. I think you're a great director. I love your movies, but just kind of laugh. Those aren't real movies, whatever. Anyways, that's for a whole nother discussion, but ended up get to watch an episode of After Midnight, which is my favorite game show. That was really fun. That definitely made my night. And I was laying there and just kind of zoned out, man. Just my eye was really bad. And then I ended up talking to one of my dear friends. It was really nice talking to you. I don't even know if you even listened to the show, but I just wanted to thank you. It was really great talking to you. It was pretty late at night. She's like, yeah, give me a call again. I want to hear from you. Just keep me posted. Tried to call her back. About an hour and a half later, I think she was asleep. That's fine. You work a lot, so that's totally cool. But anyways, that really made my night. So thanks. I really, really appreciate it. And that was great. Well, stay the night was what, Wednesday and then Thursday. And went back to work Friday. And fudge, this is a boring episode, isn't it? But basically, I've been dealing with health issues. So I did all that, twice. I spent the night twice at the hospital, then the eye clinic, and then that same week, Friday, before I went to work, I had to go talk to my new doctor, who is a real delight. She's great. She's fantastic. And originally, I'd already had an appointment with her from like weeks before set up, and we were just going to talk about my diabetes. And we were also talking about what's going on with my eye and just ideas. And I guess she's already got it set up. I don't know when it's going to be, but I'm going to get an ultrasound on my heart because they want to make sure that there's no blockage. And originally, she wanted me also to get the arteries in my neck checked, like another ultrasound on that. And it turned out I already had that done. It said my arteries are fine, no blockage there. But they're kind of concerned about, my arteries in my heart. So we talked about all that stuff, and I talked about, my upcoming bills I'm going to be getting and what I could do. And I need to get hold of her because, yeah, I'm kind of concerned about that. But ended up found out that my A1C, which was at 11, went down to 7.9. I was like, wow, I was really moved. I thought that was awesome. I've been dealing with the diabetes for, I don't know, 3 or 4 months now. 4 months now, maybe. Anyways, that was really cool. I was trying to get an appointment a couple weeks ago, over 2 weeks ago, for actually about 2.5 weeks ago, for a colonoscopy, however you pronounce that. And they said that my A1C was too high, that 11 was too high. So she told me, yeah, just let them know if you're going to do that, get that appointment again, that you could definitely, you could do it now because that's at a acceptable number. And I'm like, oh, okay, so now I got to end up doing that. Still dealing with Catholic Charities. Haven't been able to get a hold of them because of some BS bill. I mean, they paid for it like 3 years ago. And so I finally got hold of somebody, and the guy was really rude to me about hung up on him. But I'm going to try one more time, but I'm probably just going to go over their heads and just get a backup plan. So anyhow, yeah, my doctor got me on a new medication. Only side effects for it is apparently peeing a lot more, which I don't know, feels about regular. She said if you have any other kind of side effects, immediately stop taking and get hold of me. So it's helping with my diabetes, and I really do need to try to get my blood sugar glucose test things working again, because as much as I hate poking my skin, it's not that bad, but I need to test my test my A1C levels. So I'm supposed to be checking my blood pressure and keeping track of that. So the next time when I see my doctor, we could see how that's gone. But I did also find out, aside from my A1C going down, which I'm really happy about that, so my blood pressure went down big time. I could have sworn she said it went down to 108 from 138, and it was 138 for a while. And I was thinking about that Misfit song. Um, it's just that, my eye is still screwy. Excuse me. And I know I feel like I could see a little bit better, but it's still kind of bad. And they were saying that it's a pinched vein. And then the doctor that I spoke to, the eye clinic doctor, it's really kind of irked me, was saying, well, I'm not sure what we can do, if there's anything we can do, try to make sure that it doesn't end up, happening to your other eye. And I'm thinking to myself, oh, great. So what? Am I going to go like more than half blind or something, like half blind? And I'm supposed to I have an appointment for them in July. And I'm like, oh, great. So what's the point? Just to find out that my eye still is screwed up? Like, that's fantastic. Wow. So that's pretty much the gist of it. Is my health is sort of good, but sort of bad. And I don't know, man. All the medication that I'm taking, a lot of pills. I'm taking a lot of pills for a while now. Finally using this organizer that a friend of mine gave me, which I really appreciate that. Thanks again. And I finally put that in. It's got the dates on it. I'm sure you've seen those. Grandpa and grandma have those, and everybody else freaking has them. It seems like everybody's on pills now. Anyhow, I take my pills a lot earlier in the day now. That way they kind of run through my system, all through the day and then night and then the morning. And so we'll see. That should be helping me, because I used to take them really late at night, like at work. And so yeah, that's pretty much it. And I'm trying to take care of myself. I thank my friends, and family for all the kind words. I really appreciate it. And also, on all this, my birthday was Tuesday, on June 18th. And originally I was going to try to do an episode that day. I don't know what it would have been about. Probably pretty much what I'm talking about now. Oh, my health issues. Anyhow, I turned 53, which freaks me out kind of, because I remember when I was about to turn 35 and I blacked out for a few seconds. It freaked me out. I was working at the, what was that building? I can't believe I just forget the building I was working at. I've been having a lot of brain farts lately. I was working on, fudge, I can't believe. I cannot remember. It wasn't Bank of America. It was, oh, wow. Yeah, see, if I don't really think about something for a while lately, I've been forgetting. But anyways, it was a bank that I worked at downtown. Oh, shoot. See, this sucks when this happens. I mean, I don't have dementia or anything like that. I just cannot remember. The bank I worked at was, of course, janitor, like I still am. And, God, what was my whole point? Oh, yeah, because it was I used to work Sunday through Thursday. Washington Trust Bank. Okay, there we go. Sorry. just been a while. And if I don't think about something like that for a while, then I just kind of zone out. Anyways, I was working at Washington Trust Bank, janitor, and I was on my floor. We worked Sunday through Thursday. And I was thinking about, I was going to turn 35 in about, I think, a week. And I had the main theme song from The New Barbarian stuck in my head because I just watched that movie like a few days before. Freaking love that movie, man. Anyhow, I had that going through my head, and then I started thinking about, crap, I'm going to be 35, and it really freaked me out. I was like, God dang. But now it's just like, I mean, that was like what? That was years ago, and now it's years later, and it's just, holy crap, you know what I mean? I don't feel like I'm at that age. Like, I joke with people, they're like, oh, how old are you, dude? I'm like 22. But, I haven't shaved my face in like about 5 years now, and I'm like turning all gray now, and I haven't cut my hair since, like, what was it? 2002, I think. I cut my hair, like, kind of short. I was watching, what was that movie? Oh, man. It was like a really good movie. I have it. It's like Ali Sheedy and, man, see, I can't even think straight right now. This sucks. And I really hate this. I've just been getting really frustrated lately. Been kind of stressed out, getting older. And it just seems like everybody has been having, problems, like health problems. It's not just, friends and family, but like their pets, friends here and there losing their pets. And it's just really sad, man. And, just got to think about life because life is too short and just, I don't know, try to do your best. That's what I'm trying to do. Wow. I thought I had this episode semi-planned out, but I don't know, man. That's part of the reason why I have not done an episode in a while either, is because I wasn't sure what I was going to talk about. I keep talking about, I have notes. And I don't even know where they're at right now. They're probably in a bag somewhere. So anyhow, I'm glad to be alive. I'm not too excited about the upcoming big-ass bills that I'm going to be getting, but on the other hand, I also have... I have idea of what I could do to get help. And I'm just dealing with all this crap. Other than that, kind of up to the usuals. Been watching a lot of movies. I've been on a big-time Takeshi Miike trip. I just recently rewatched the two Young Thugs movies that he did years ago. Those were really good. I watched... what was it the other day? I watched Gozu again. That's an incredible film. I love that movie. It's one of my very favorite Miike films. And fudge. I'm trying to think. Oh, come on, Miike. Oh yeah, one of the greatest films of all time, in my opinion, and one of the greatest Takeshi Miike films, Osaka Tough Guys. I was freaking laughing. That movie is just hilarious. It's like almost like a parody of Yakuza films. It's really, really fun. There's this dude, I can't remember his name. I wouldn't even know it anyways, but very, very big man. Very big dude. Real gruff voice. He's in random Takeshi Miike films. He's in some other like older Japanese films. I think he started acting. I think he was acting in like the 60s, but he's like this really big ass, huge guy. Really cool dude, but he's hilarious in it. And I ended up watching Wrath of Daimajin, which is really cool. It's like the final film in the Daimajin Trilogy. This guy, God of Vengeance, is like this big statue. And it's kind of like the Godzilla movies. He's a statue, but he comes to life. And he goes in and he destroys, like, evil, like, bad guys and all that stuff. Shows up and destroys, stomps on people. And really cool movies, kind of depressing movies because all this crap these people go through, and then all of a sudden it's like they're prayed to Daimajin or something, and then he comes to life, and he's like, it's like he's got a spirit of vengeance, and then at the end of every movie he turns back into a statue, and those are really freaking Great movies. I watched another Japanese movie. It's kind of a horror film, kind of weird, called The Black House. And if I remember right, I could have sworn I read that there's also a Korean film. That this one's based on a novel, and I think there's a Korean version of it. And it's funny because there's a lot of Asian films out there like that. There's like, I'm trying to remember the name of that movie. Not The Quiet Family. It's the Crazy Family. I believe it's called The Crazy Family. I watched it with one of my best friends years ago. It's really fun, crazy, wild Japanese movie. And I wish that there was an official release over here. And I guess the Korean version is coming out. And I'd love to see it. I'd love to get it in my collection because I'm sure it's really fun. And then I hope that the Japanese one comes out sometime. But there's a bunch of like films like that out there. And then of course you get a lot of the crappy U.S. remakes. I'm just like, give me a break. Like, I love the Ringu films, the Japanese ones. It's funny, I'll bring those up. People are like, oh, yeah, talking about the movie with Naomi Watts. I'm like, no, I'm talking about the original freaking Japanese films. The thing is, I got nothing against the remakes, because I guess the thing is, even the main character, Sadako, she has a different name. So it's kind of like weird that they call it a remake, but she has a different name. It's almost like a different character in the American ones. I've never seen them. I used to be pretty, like, hateful about it. I was like, I'm not watching that crap. And I've kind of become ambivalent about that. And, maybe they're good. I don't know. I've never really had interest. I mean, I like Naomi Watts. I think she's totally hot. She's a really good actress. Come on, Mulholland Drive, Birdman. I can't think of other movies. She's in a bunch of movies. But anyhow, yeah, you get a lot of that. And then you get like stupid, what's that crappy, come on, it's a Kiyoshi Kurosawa film. I'm not calling that crap. That one's a great film. Cairo, aka Pulse. And then they did, it's funny, they did like a remake of Pulse. And then they did two more. And it's funny, it's like, how do you make two sequels out of an original film that was only one? I don't know. That's just stupid, That's fine. Just cash in crap. I hope Mr. Kurosawa got a lot of money from that, too. It's like, Jesus. But, I've been watching,
You're still afraid?
Stop it now! I mean it!
He's coming to get you, Barbara.
Stop it! You're ignorant!
He's coming for you, Barbara.
Stop it! You're acting like a
He's
child!
coming for you. Look, here he comes.
Now he'll hear you!
Here he comes now. I'm getting out of here, BCA. Tune in to BCA's Podcast Weekly on Beyond the Podcast of 1984. BTP 1984.com. Beyond the Podcast of 1984.
Beyond the podcast of 1984.
oh, excuse me. I don't know if that's going to get edited out. Sorry. I've been watching Married with Children quite a bit. I was trying to get back into Black Cells. Really like that show. I watched another episode, but I've been kind of like slow on that. It's been like about 2.5 weeks. Trying to get back in that Crow Marty High anime. Rick and Morty season 7. I don't know. I just keep spacing it off, and I love that show. I know some people don't like it. That's fine. I do. I love it. But wow. Yeah, this is let's call this my slow episode if you want. Oh man. I'm just kind of been out of the loop. Not being able to think straight too well, and just dealing with my health a lot, Like I said, I've been watching movies. Been watching some Dennis Steckler films, and I feel like a boob because I can't remember the one I watched? Yeah, and there I go again, drifting back, but oh well. Oh well, that's me, man. What was it? Knights. I can't remember the name of Night Strangler versus a Skid Row Slasher, something like that. Really great movie. I watched Blood Shack, which is actually supposed to be called The Trooper. That movie is excellent. It's so fun and ridiculous. I really liked it. Ray Dennis Steckler did a lot of really cool films. The Thrill Killers, and the one I could never. What was it? The horribly mixed up zombies. Oh God, if you know what I'm talking about, right? It was something became horribly mixed up zombies. I can't even remember, but that movie is really cool because like several years ago, I had this fascination with wanting to check out Ray Dennis Steckler films, and I found this company that I was ordering a bunch of movies from. I used to be on their mailing list. A lot of freaking movies, huge catalog. I was on their mailing list, so they send me a catalog once in a while, and they had these 2-box sets. And I got both of them. I ended up ordering a couple extras for a friend of mine as a gift. I don't know if he's even watched them. He's had them for years. But anyways, I kind of spaced it off that because I have a lot of movies in my collection. So anyways, I started watching those movies again. I need to get back into them. There was a bunch of them. I just can't remember the names of them. But I got to say, the one that I really, really liked, I thought it was great, was I mean, I agree that name is just the name kind of fits the movie, but it's called Blood Shack. Stars I think they had just gotten divorced, but his ex-wife, Carolyn Brandt, very lovely lady, fine actress in my book, as she was in a lot of Mr. Steckler's films. And they remained friends even after the divorce. And I guess she was a dancer too, and you can kind of tell, kind of tall, very lovely woman, and she's in it. She's this woman, and it's like it's this old shack that's been there for a long time, and there's like a curse on it, and anybody that dares to go in there will get killed by this. It's supposed to be a native spirit of vengeance called the Trooper, which I just laugh, and it's like this guy in like a black outfit, almost looks like a ninja outfit with this big, kind of weird looking machete thing, and just kills people, and it's totally over exaggerated. It was a really fun movie though, very low budget, but really cool. And I highly recommend if you like cult films and you don't watch Ray Dennis Steckler, do yourself a favor and freaking watch his movies, man. They're great and they're very entertaining. And in fact, The Trooper, as I'll call it out of respect, was the first movie I watched when I got out of the hospital. I think that was Thursday I watched it because I was back at work that last Friday. Um, a really good time, but yeah, just watch a lot of movies, and I actually am able to watch movies. Thank goodness. I just I close my eye. I haven't been having to close my eyes much, so I don't know. Maybe the vein in my eye is slowly opening. I hope so. I hope for a miracle. I don't know if I'd end up getting surgery or whatever, but it's kind of weird, man. Um, and I could apologize for this episode kind of sucking, but I'm not going to apologize. I know my last episode was definitely more straightforward. That was the Jerry SC episode. And speaking of that, I really hope that somebody out there, if you've listened to my show, if you listen to that episode, if you know who Jerry is or was, and maybe, I don't know, heard whatever happened to him, because, that was my episode about one of my best friends that I have not heard from since 1994, and I still think about him. And, speaking of friends, I'm definitely going to be doing an episode dedicated to my best friend who passed away 13 years ago, my friend Mike Daimajin. I have some really great, funny, hilarious, cool stories, and I really miss that dude. Mike, if you're out there somewhere, man, your spirit, if you can hear me or, I miss you, brother. I love you with all my heart, and I really miss you a lot. And, Mike was something else. He totally believed in me. He wasn't embarrassed. Like, we'd hang out, and I'd just be ridiculous in public. Like, we'd go to Hastings, and sometimes put my hand on his shoulder, and I said, Daddy, can you buy me some baseball cards? If I did that to anybody else, they're like, dude, I don't know you, but Mike would laugh and say, well, yes, son, and he'd play along, and it was awesome and freaking hilarious. But anyhow, I'm going to be doing an episode, I say a lot, don't mean to, it's just, when you're talking, you're recording yourself, there's no one around, it's just a habit I have. Anyhow, I'm going to have an episode dedicated to Mike. I got, like I said, lots of funny stories. Probably end up talking about other friends too. And on the noise wise, I haven't really been doing anything. I did get that. I think I mentioned it. And did I mention that? I probably did. I got a digital 4-track, and I just when I was getting ready to get back into really trying to learn how to use it, so I could try to start recording again. All this crap happened. I was really frustrated before that, but I am going to give it a shot again. I'm going to watch, see if I can find like a video tutorial on YouTube. And because I'd like to start doing new earwig stuff. I've got some really crazy ideas, stuff I want to do really bad. And I got to get some new SD cards too, because unfortunately the ones that Tim sent me about a month ago, those are too big. They're the wrong size, so I don't know if he wants them back. If you want them back, man, or because I don't know. If you want them back, I can send them back to you. So anyhow, yeah, I want to get back into doing earwig stuff. I'm not giving up just because I got this eye problem, and I've been listening to a lot of music lately. A lot of Morrissey, new Judas Priest. Halford Resurrection solo album that came out years ago when he was out of Priest for a while. It's a kick-ass album. I was listening. I need to get back into it, but I finally got a Wilco album. What was that? Something Foxtrot. Something, I can't remember the name of it, but something Foxtrot Hotel. It's a pretty good album. Listening to the Jesus Lizard. I've never owned anything by them, but I picked up like 3 of their CDs a while back. Just listen to a lot of, excuse me. Listening to a lot of music. Just picked up a couple Beck CDs. Never thought I'd buy a Beck album, but I've had this fascination ever since back in '94 when I hung out with Steve Eggs when he picked me up at the Cleveland YMCA. Not the YMCA, sorry, that's where we played that. Picked me up at the Cleveland Greyhound station. Right down, not too far from the Rock and Roll Hall of Shame. Anyways, he played me this song by Beck, and I'll never forget it. I swear the song is called Steve Threw Up. And I looked it up earlier, and yeah, it's a 45. I'm trying to find out what album it's on, and I have not had any luck. But anyhow, picked up a couple of Beck CDs. What was it for? What's the name of that album? Is it The Information? I think that's the name of it. And then the other one's like one he did on K Records. I don't remember the names of it. But I'm going to check them out. Then I got another Iggy Pop called Beat 'Em Up. I've been trying to collect all the Iggy Pop solo albums. And one day I was at 4,000 Holes, and there was a whole bunch of them. And I kind of wish I would have had a lot of money, and I thought about it, like, I wonder if I could, buy all these. There was a couple I went and bought. Like, there's one that's, greatest hits and extended versions. I'm like, yeah, I don't need that. But, yeah, that was, the only Iggy Pop, the one I didn't have. But all the other ones, whatever ones they were all gone. And I've been going to 4,000 Holes a lot. I'll go there sometimes on a Friday before I go to work. And I gotta say, one thing that really made my day was on my birthday. I was kind of bummed out because I didn't advertise it. That was my birthday, and a few people on Facebook were. I got one. My friend Tim from Bear Trap. Thanks again, buddy. sent me, a birthday wish. Thanks, man. And then my friend Aurelia, who's my roommate's mom, she came over and said, "Oh, happy birthday!" Gave me a cool card and this really hilarious, cool metallic purple cowboy hat. And what was it? And then some just goofy stuff like these like plastic glasses, these goofy looking like novelty glasses, and then a Star Wars coloring book and some markers. I was like, "Oh, cool." Well, later that day, I ended up going to 4,000 Holes, and I wanted to get this Waitress's live CD. It was King Biscuit's Flower Hour. And I just suddenly had an obsession. I kept thinking about it. I was like, I want to get that CD, man. And if it's still there, because I passed on it like a couple times. Anyways, found it. And then I found Prince 1999, a couple of the CDs. Like, what was it? Rob Halford. Yeah, it's just called Halford Resurrection. And I'm trying to remember what the other CD was, but so I go up to the counter and he's like, "Happy birthday, dude." I'm like, "Wow, what?" He's like, "You know what? You're a long time customer. You come in a lot, you buy stuff. So, hey, you know what? Thank you." And I was like, "Wow, man, thanks a lot." That really made my night. And then I went to work, had a decent, A-okay night, not too bad. And I ended up had Wednesday off because of Juneteenth, which I think is kind of funny because, no offense, it's supposed to be like for African people, but a lot of people that were slaves weren't actually African. I mean, sorry, African people. A lot of African people were slaves. I'm saying that, but a lot of black people that aren't African. And it's like, my question is, where's Native Day? You don't have like a Native Day, I guess. I don't know. I'm not gonna get into that. I might maybe in another episode, but it's oh man, I'm at a brain fart again. Yeah, this is I guess you could call this my catch up episode. So anyhow, just trying to take care of myself. I'm trying to drink more water. Got one of my dear friends, and you know who you are, so I keep saying it. I know it's dumb. Anyhow, drink lots of water. And I'm like, I know, I need to. I actually need to drink some more water in like a minute or so. So yeah, this is episode 6 of Beyond the Podcast in 1984. Although this one's not really going anywhere, is it? But yeah, that's pretty much what I've been up to. Working as usual, playing my guitar off and on. I actually played my guitar for the first time in like, I don't know, a week and a half. Having fun with that. Trying to just do stuff. I really, really, really want to do new noise, and I really want to do some filthy punk rock and some horrible rap, because I've done some rap in the past. I know some people are really down on it. I don't care. I like a lot of old school rap. I'll keep listening to it. So wah, wah, wah. I like what I like. And yeah. So figure out what this episode's called when it comes time for the editing and all that. Anyhow, not a whole lot else going on. I got the upcoming episode. One of the big time episodes is going to be my Gigi Allen one, because on June 28th, which is a week after my birthday, is the anniversary of his death, because he passed away back in 1993. So I'm doing my tribute to him. I've got the very fanzine that I'll be reading the little article about. That was the first time I heard of Gigi. First time I saw a picture of him. First time I heard about him and all of his existence. And that was it's from an issue of Metal Commandments fanzine that Killjoy from Necrophagia, rest in peace, did a long time ago. It's from like 80s. God, was it 85 or 86? It's probably like the oldest zine I have in my collection. It's actually still in really good condition too, like really good condition. Anyhow, I'll be quote from that, just telling some stories. Why Gigi's one of my biggest heroes, why I like his music so much. And that's an episode, if you don't like Gigi, which that's fine, you don't have to listen to it. Just like this episode, I'm sure a lot of people have skipped this because I'm being all monotone right now, but hey, I can't help it. Like I said, I've just been tired. I also had to quit drinking coffee because those two weird things that happened, it just seemed like it was brought on by just drinking coffee, weird migraine, whatever attacks I had. So I'm drinking decaf now, and not a lot of energy, man. Not a lot of energy. But anyhow, upcoming episodes, I got the Gigi one's gonna be coming up. Still, I know it hasn't happened yet. The WTF zombies, that's gonna be a fun episode. But those episodes, I'm gonna do my best, man. I think they're gonna be a lot of fun. I got other stuff planned out, more stuff about the quote unquote old days of all the noise, grind, crap, poop, whatever, Talk about Fart Monster and talk about all the great bands that some of the people I'm still friends with from way back, like Jason from Suppression and CNP, which I'm very honored, man. I'm glad that we're still friends. It's awesome. It's got a lot of stories, a lot of crap. So yeah, you could just say this one's more like, I don't know, kind of down to earth episode, I suppose. Not really too exciting, but just letting everybody know, for those that care, what I've been up to, and I'll be doing new episodes very, very soon because I'm feeling better. I'm just tired, but definitely feel a little better, and just gonna do my best dealing with life, man. And I thank my dear friends and my family for your kind words. It means a lot to me. And I know I say that a lot when I say, I send you my love. I really do, especially to certain people. I send you a lot of love because you friends are very special to me, and I love you all. So thanks. And I think that about wraps up this episode. So yeah, next episode will be much more exciting. And I've been talking like this to everybody. I leave voice messages, so it's pretty much how I've been talking, kind of like this. Just sound like I'm about to fall asleep, but I've just been kind of zoned out. So, anywho, enough of my blabbing. Hope you enjoyed this episode. If not, that's fine. But if you did, that's cool. So until next time, take care, stay weird, keep the filth. And if you have any comments or questions or anything, as I say every time, you can go to, what was it, btp1984.com. Seriously, anybody, if you got any questions or whatever, I'll be glad to answer anything. If just, I don't know, whatever. Send me your cult films, man. Send me your, I'm definitely going to be back talking about weird movies and anime and noise and music and all that good stuff. Anime, whatever. I think I just said anime. My brain's dead. But, okay, blah, blah, blah. See y'all later. And, I'll be back. So thanks. Bye-bye.
Beyond the podcast of 1984.
Beyond the podcast of
1984. What is this?
It's Beyond the Podcast of 1984.
Well? Oh.
It's just BCA.
Better not be. I warn you, for many years, I have been training as an acrobat. Know a lot of tricks.
Well, then show us on btp1984.com.
Of course I wouldn't. Hey! Well.
BCA finds it very hilarious. Maybe you could tune in and listen to the show, btp1984.com.
Sure. What do you think I am? A fake?
Are you a diehard fan of Beyond the Podcast of 1984? Do you want to show off your love for the podcast in style? Well, look no further. Introducing our exclusive podcast merch line. From t-shirts that will make you the envy of all your alien friends, to hats that will keep you looking freaky while repping your favorite podcast. We've got everything you need to take your Beyond the Podcast of 1984 fandom to the next level. So don't wait. Head to btp1984.com now and grab yourself some podcast merch before it's all gone. And remember, wearing BCA's merch will automatically make you funnier and more attractive. Get your Beyond the Podcast of 1984 merch today and join BCA's podcast revolution.